What's going on, everybody? This is Boy Narcotics, Boy 94 came and leak back here again with another podcast, talking everything. If you see what I wrote there, we're talking movies, TV shows, wrestling. We'll chat about everything. So, as usual, I believe Axel been leaving on my channel once. He's been on here many times, obviously. We're part of the 6-pack with the draft and everything going on. One of our brothers, I got to shed a shot. One of our brothers just lost his dad, too, who was in the chat. Part of our 6-pack group. That's why we haven't been doing the drafts. I know a lot of you guys have been messaging me, like when the drafts coming back, when we're going to do the drafts. The drafts will be back eventually. I don't know when. I can't give you a time like when, but one of the guys that was on our show, his dad was sick. His dad passed away yesterday, so it'll be some time. It'll definitely be some time before we bring the drafts back. But I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put his whole business out there, but Matthew knows what I'm talking about. So, prayers to my man right there. Hope he
same here, man. Same here.
And also
come back soon, whatever you're ready.
One more thing I gotta throw out there too is I have to say, my thing to Kobe Bryant, bro, because Kobe Bryant passed away a year ago today, which is still insane to me. Kobe was one of my childhood idols as a kid. There are only two people I wanted to be like as a kid, Kobe and John Cena. Those are the only two people I idolized as a child. And one of my childhood idols is no longer here. And it's like, it was a bucket list for me to meet that guy at one point. And obviously, I'll never have the opportunity to. But it's crazy. It's been time flies, bro. It's been a year since it happened.
You don't think much of it in the time. He was like, I mean, what was he, like 40, 41, something like that?
Yeah,
41.
So it's like you don't think much of it. You're like, there's going to be meet and greets, or and you'll go wait in line 3-4 hours one day just to meet him, shake his hand, and you're like, hopefully that day will come soon. And when I heard that, I was like, sometimes you hear like these hoaxes, like celebrity death hoaxes and stuff, and I was like praying, like, please let that just please be like not real. I mean, it's like that one shook the hell out of me. I was like, and I'll be honest, like I'm an MJ fan to the day I die, but like, Kobe, I had a lot of respect for, man, and he was something special, bro, and he was different, and I was like, fuck, like that was a massive tragedy. No offense to anything else that happened last year, but like that really set the tone for the shit show that was 2020, and losing Kobe was like the worst thing that could have happened to the sports world at that given time, guaranteed.
I woke up to the news, honestly. My fiance told me. I was knocked out on the couch, and she's like, I just heard the news. Kobe died in a helicopter crash. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. And me, we're wrestling fans, so when wrestling stuff comes out, you go to every single thing that you got, everything. So I'm checking NBA Sports Center, everything, and it just kept coming up, and I'm like, I still don't want to believe it.
Yeah, man, I didn't want to believe it either. I was asleep too, and I woke up.
I finally believed it when they showed it on the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I saw the news. I woke up to it too, and I was like, I don't want to. No, there's no way, bro. And I tried
my heart sank like in my stomach, bro.
Yep.
As if it was like a family member. I was like, what?
I was asleep, and I woke up to it, and I went to the group chat, and I think Kyron said R.I.P. something like Kobe, and I was like, what? R.I.P. Kobe. So I started going to the social media platforms.
I thought of you right away, bro. I think I reached out to you, and you're like, yo, man, like, I don't even know what you said to me. You're like, I have no words or something like that. I was I was hoping I wasn't the first one to tell you, but
because I woke up that day, because that was the day of the Rumble. So I was like, oh, it was the Rumble day. It was a great day. It's like, oh, woke up to the Rumble.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I woke up that day, and I was like, oh, today's the Rumble day. It's gonna be a great day. You feel me? Because the Rumble's my favorite pay-per-view. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good Rumble day. And woke up and I seen that, and I started scrolling through social media. I'm like, what? Oh, this can't be real. So I turned on the news. Went downstairs like, Mom, did you hear about this? And she's like, no. And she was trying to find stuff too, and she's like, that's probably not real. I was like, turn on the news. And the first thing we saw, and I was like, oh my God, bro, this is reality. I can't believe this, bro. Like, and then they found out that his daughter was in it.
Didn't feel real. Yeah, it just didn't feel real.
It still doesn't.
No.
Even at a year, I was telling my fiance, I still can't get the picture out of my head. Like it especially with Gigi being on it. Me as a father, it affects me more because I can't imagine what he was feeling at that moment.
bro.
It's in that moment, like it's so sad. Like, you know, there were a lot of bad shit that happened last year with COVID and pandemic, and there were a lot of people that passed, but that one was like, I mean, that just like hit so differently, man. It was just something that was like, it's something that like you just obviously you wouldn't expect, but it was something that like you just never forget. You're never gonna forget. You're never gonna forget where you were when you found out that day.
Totally. To me, you're right.
You'll never forget where you were when you heard he died. You'll never forget.
And to me, there was like three. Like you're right. That you mentioned the Rumble, and I was like, I had my friend over, and I think my friend was on his way, and that's the first thing he said. I hadn't seen this guy in like 6-8 months, and that's the first thing he said to me, and I was like, bro, I don't know what to say, you know. And like for me, there was like three over like shocking deaths that like I'll never forget, and like that really surprised me, but also moved me in a weird way.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of them was Kobe. The second one was Shad Gaspar and how he went.
Oh man,
that like, you know, you talked about, you know, how he felt with Gigi. It's like that's tragic as well. You know, about how he went. And he went out like a man. And then the third one obviously was Brody Lee. Like that shook the wrestling world, man. Like Shad Gaspar did too. Don't get me wrong. But as far as the roster was like, that's another one that I'm like, I still can't believe like
the three
gone, bro. Like what
the three.
I don't understand it, man.
Non-wrestling related, the three were definitely Kobe and Michael Jackson. I remember exactly where I was when I found out Michael Jackson passed away. That was on MySpace. This is when MySpace was around, people. That was on MySpace. And I found out through MySpace, and I was like, what? You know, I ran upstairs like, Mom, I heard Michael Jackson died. I heard Michael Jackson died. That ain't true, right? She's like, no, that ain't true. Turn on the news, first thing I seen, I was like, Michael Jackson is dead? Like, what? Like, Michael Jackson? Like, what does he mean? Like, and then the other one was definitely Eddie Guerrero, bro. I'll never forget that. Because I didn't watch Raw back then, so I didn't see the Raw tribute show that Monday. So I didn't know he already had passed. So I didn't know until I watched SmackDown. I didn't know until I had watched SmackDown. And my stepbrother, we didn't have school the next day, so he stayed the night at my house. And he told me, he was like, yo, you know, Eddie Guerrero passed away. I'm like, bro, I would have known that, bro. If Eddie Guerrero, like, I would have not known that. Like, and I turned on SmackDown, and the first thing I seen, the tribute, I'm like,
massive tribute, yeah.
They passed away? Like, what? I did not know this. Like, and then the Benoit one too. That one was like obviously everything that happened, but like before we found out what happened, that was like I didn't know until I turned on Raw and it said, you know, Chris Benoit. It said the day he was born, the day he passed. I'm like, what Benoit? Like, what is this?
I think I found that one out like the day after A Night of Champions, or it was called Vengeance at that point. I think.
Yeah, we all the day after.
It was the day after, right?
Turning into Raw because he didn't show it to the people. They didn't show it.
With Mr. McMahon getting blown up.
Yeah, and he was supposed to, right? And he was supposed to win the ECW title against CM Punk that night. Apparently.
Right, and he didn't. He didn't show up.
And I was like, that's weird. Like I've never. He was like a workhorse in WWE, and I'm like, there's something going. Like I was like, okay, maybe he's sick or something like that, you know?
Yeah, because he didn't. I don't know if you guys watched the pay-per-view live, but
I did. I watched it in the movie theater. Yeah.
He didn't show up, and they gave it to Johnny Nitro. And I'm like, we're doing well. Like I thought maybe he was hurt. Like he probably injured, so probably got injured or something like that. And then the next day, turn on Raw. That's the first thing you saw, and I was like, then you saw Mr. McMahon in the ring with no crowd. I was like, oh my god, like what?
That's who everything was. Here we are thinking, man, we thought you're dead. And that just, yeah. I remember watching Raw, and that's the first thing I hear Mr. McMahon saying that.
Yeah, that was fucked up. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. Like it was crazy year. A lot of losses. Different sports. Wrestling had a rough year too. It was like, yeah. But let's go. What's going on? Let's try to lighten the mood. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean?
Talk about last time me and Mounty were on here talking about movies and stuff off the air. Actually, we got into some topics, and we were talking about. I want to ask you, Axel, because I hear to answer this. What is a name a movie that you like that people wouldn't expect you like? So, any movie that like you like that if you told somebody they'd be like, oh, I didn't think you'd be into something like that because My answer was Mean Girls. I said I love Mean Girls, one of my favorite movies ever. Mountie, what did you say? What was your answer? You said, what did you say?
I think I said Family Man with Nicolas Cage. I like that movie.
Dirty Dancing was another one of mine too. I said I love Dirty Dancing, one of my favorites.
I love The Notebook. I did.
Oh man,
Titanic. That was a good flick too.
Good. Titanic. When people found out I watched Titanic, the first thing they asked was, "You really sat through 2 VHSs?"
Yo, you're as old as
my grandmother had the set, and when I was young, I was always bored, and I'm like, you know what?
I remember the two VHS. Bro.
When I was younger, I'm like, if it got two VHSs, it got to be something. Little did I know it was just a 3-hour movie, but yeah, it would be Titanic. People, because some of the people I know haven't even watched it.
I don't say people haven't seen that movie. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, how have you not watched the movie? Won a fucking Oscar for crying out. Like, come on now. Like, but I can't really. You know what? I can't say that because I still haven't seen Forrest Gump. So that's like I can't shit. What? That's still like a movie.
Yeah, you haven't seen Forrest Gump.
Come on, man. You gotta get on that. That's your homework, bro.
I've never seen Forrest Gump. I've never seen Transformers. I haven't seen any of those. Never seen John Wick. Still haven't. Even though I know some of the parts.
I haven't seen those movies either yet.
Dog movies. People know I won't watch the dog movies, so I haven't seen like Marley and Me, and I'm not watching those movies. Because every dog movie, bro, I've seen the dog dies. When I watch, obviously Old Yeller dog dies. Where the Red Fern Grows. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. Both the dogs died. Crazy. Air Bud. And Air Bud's not really a sad movie, but like. There's some sad parts to it, like where it touch you, but like,
true.
You just know Marley. The dog dies at the end. I don't want to see that. The dog died at the end. I don't need to see that, bro. It's not something for me. And never seen Annabelle either. Any of those doll movies, you'll never. I won't. I can't watch.
Yeah. Malik doesn't like dolls.
No, they're okay. Okay, listen. When I was a kid, I used to watch.
Don't talk about Chucky. Please don't talk about Chucky.
Bro, he's creepy, bro. How does nobody see that, bro? Does nobody else see that?
Every podcast he talks about Chucky, this guy. I'm convinced he's got bad dreams, man.
Bro, he used to haunt my dreams. I felt like
how old were you when you first saw Chucky?
Bro, I was like 6. Like 6 years old.
Oh, bro.
I was like 6 years old, but how is this, bro? This guy's a dog, bro. He's a killer dog. Creep anybody out? Does nobody think about that? This guy could literally, he could be sitting up there on your leg, and when you're asleep, he can just stab you in your dreams, and nobody's gonna believe you got killed by a dog because he's a dog. So your murder's gonna be unsolved forever because nobody's gonna believe you because it's a dog. And then he's fast, so he got the little running. He hides everywhere too. He creeps me out, bro. I was like, bro, why would they make a movie about this? This is terrible. I don't like this, and it just messed with my childhood. I'll never forgive him for that because. I like Deadass. I don't know how, but Deadass. The first time I saw it, I was cool. Like I was cool for a minute, and then I just started having nightmares about this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, this dude, I was tripping out. So like, you know what? Maybe I should watch it again. I'm saying this. I'll get over it, right? Watched it again, got even worse. I was like, you know what? I can't with this dog. This dog creeps me out. I don't understand him. I don't know why they even made a movie like this. I should have filed a complaint to the people of whoever made that movie because it was absolutely crazy. And then of course, I turn on an episode of WCW. He's on WCW too. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? This guy's on WCW too. I can't even watch wrestling with this guy being on here, man. Like, get out of my life. Like, I don't like him. I don't want nothing to do with him. There were actually people. My mom was gonna buy me a doll one year for Christmas because she knew I was terrified of him. So she was gonna buy me a Chucky doll one time, and
I always wanted one of those.
Oh,
maybe I had one.
Now you had one? Are you crazy? No, I would never. If you had one, if you had a Chucky doll, I would never come to your house. I would say that right now. I would never ever come to your house if that doll was there. If I came to your house and I saw that doll, I would leave you immediately. I wouldn't even say anything.
I got a question for you. What if I had Thanksgiving, with the mac and cheese meal right in front of you, and then across would be Chucky, and you'd have to look at him the whole time. Would you come in?
Mac and cheese.
Your mom's mac and cheese on the plate.
For the mac and cheese for sure. I'd definitely do it for the mac and cheese. But
yeah,
keep your eye on him.
See, you're not that scared.
Keep your eye on him, bro.
Let me give Axel the inside joke. So Axel, you're gonna find this insane, but this guy has Thanksgiving dinner without mac and cheese. I don't know if that doesn't even make sense to me.
It's not a thing here in Canada, bro. I don't know what it is.
Come on,
I didn't
bro.
even know.
Axel, tell me right now. What's the first thing you put on the plate for Thanksgiving?
Mac and cheese, but I mean,
the mac and cheese.
Let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. Okay, and with all due respect, I'm just asking a question, and that's it. It ends there. Is it an American thing, or is it like African American thing? Is it like a Black Thanksgiving tradition?
It's an American thing for sure, but Black people,
but the good one,
particularly need the mac and cheese.
The good mac and cheese.
Yeah.
You got to think about the good mac and cheese, not Kraft macaroni, bro.
Right.
That's the American macaroni, bro.
Bake that shit. I gotcha.
Black people, for
we need
Black
to
people,
bake mac and cheese.
Black people is like one of the main dishes for Thanksgiving. Like,
yeah,
that's taking up half the plate.
Bro, with your blessing, I will utilize that for the rest of my life. I'm doing it now.
I don't understand that. Like, the mac and cheese. Like, if me and Axe came to the house and Thanksgiving, you invited us, and there was no mac and cheese, we might have to leave. Like, we just leave at that point.
like,
I don't understand how the mac and cheese.
Serious when he said that shit, bro.
Mac and cheese, bro, is important. Like, that is an important. That's like for you, like. How do I explain it? How do I explain it? That's like
What are you gonna compare it to? I can't wait.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. It's like you going to a new school, right? And they don't have a hockey team. Like, the hockey team's not there. And you're like, hey, we're not signing up for the hockey team, and they're like, oh, we don't do hockey here. I'm like, what? Hockey team? It doesn't make sense. I mean, hockey everywhere here. That's what that's like. That's what that would be like. Just imagine if you went to college, and you were like, or a softball team, or a baseball team. And you were signing up like, hey, we're not signing up for the baseball team. And like, oh, we don't have baseball here. You move schools. You got to go to a different school now.
Yeah, I wouldn't go inside.
So, Titanic. We're talking about Titanic for a minute. There are a lot of people. I think recently a lot of people haven't seen it though, because it's so long. But like, I still don't understand how people haven't really seen the movie. It's just like, bro, it's Titanic. Like,
I saw it in theaters.
Okay, so I watched it on the two the one with the
VHS.
Yeah, the two VHSs. That's how I first watched it.
I watched it in theaters, and then we got it for Christmas, the two VHS package, and we watched it on like New Year's or Boxing Day or whatever it was, because my family had never seen it, and I was like, I watched it with them because the movie was that fucking good. Like I saw it in the summertime or something like that, or whenever it came out, spring, summer. And then when we got it later on that year, that was a killer year for movies. I think Matrix came out around that time. Maybe it was a year later. I don't remember. But like that 98, 99, 2000, man, there were so many hits that came out. It was crazy.
Yeah. There were
a lot of comedy movies too. A lot of comedies, like the South Park movie came out, Basketball. Like those ones were fucking fire, man. Like, I don't know. How old are you, Axel? Are you I'm 35.
I'm 28.
All right, cool. And Malik, you're what, like 17 or something?
Yeah, funny. 23. 23.
So Axel's right in the middle of us, man. Right in the middle.
He's right in the middle. What are some favorite movies from that? Let's talk about this. Let's go to the 80s real quick. So let's just search for the 80s, and we'll go to the 90s. So
yeah.
What are some of your favorite movies from the 80s? I got a question right here. Top 5 80 movies of your choice. Categories. For me, I'm gonna say for sure.
Terminator for sure. I'd say.
For me, Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 for sure. Those two would be on my list. Dirty Dancing, 100% would be on there. One of my favorite movies of all time. Whew! If I had to pick two more.
It's hard.
I got one. One of mine. You're not gonna like it. I'll let you know that.
Which one? What's yours? What is it?
Chucky. I'll give you one of them right now that you're not gonna like, and it's Chucky.
Which one? Child's Play, the original. I like that.
Yeah, the original Child's Play, man.
That's a terrible movie. Maybe Stand by Me is a really good movie. Stand by Me was a very good movie, actually. Ferris Bueller's Day Off that's a classic. So it's a good one. There were a lot of good scary movies that came out around that time too, like Friday the 13th and
Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Chucky.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy. Yeah.
Chucky too. Yeah.
Well, top 5 favorite. Okay, look. I don't know about any order, but look, Batman's got to be there. Batman's got to be there.
Yep.
89 Batman. 89 Batman, yep.
Batman for sure. Oh boy.
If anybody,
I gotta
say this movie.
Did Terminator come out in the 80s?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Rambo. Rambo came out around that time. Rambo and
Predator.
I gotta have Breakfast Club on. That's up there for me. It's a great movie. Breakfast Club is a fantastic movie that I would put on.
I don't know about you guys, but Full Metal Jacket.
True.
That's a great one. That's a good one. Full Metal Jacket's really.
I'm sorry.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, yeah.
Oh,
Die Hard's a classic, bro.
Nobody's seen Scarface?
Oh, what about Top Gun? Top Gun, it's a great movie too.
Outsiders.
Scarface, anybody?
Oh, really? Damn.
Dude, what did you say?
Top 5, man. Scarface, bro.
Scarface, yeah, too.
That wasn't in the 90s, man. No.
It was like 80s. It was like early 80s. I think Godfather was around that time too. Godfather came out.
You're right. Fuck, so many, man. I can't pick 5.
So many
good shit.
The Shining.
Man. I think 80s and 90s were like so much.
We almost got to separate them. We almost got to be like, okay, favorite horror movies. Like.
All right, this is your favorite horror movie. So I would say, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I remember Shining. Shining was great. I don't know if they had Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think the good one I like. I think the one I like.
I don't know if you ever watched it, but at The Evil Dead.
I don't think I've seen it.
You never watched Evil Dead?
Yeah, I just don't remember it as much, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell to me. It's not ringing a bell.
Oh, Pet Cemetery. It's got to be there for me.
Oof.
Oh my God,
that movie was fucked up, man. I still haven't seen the remake, man. I gotta see the remake.
Was Cujo in the 80s too?
Yeah, Cujo's in the 80s.
Yes.
Cujo's in the 80s. Yeah.
What about what's the other one I was thinking of? I can't remember it now. It'll come back to me.
Again, think of it top of your head.
Shining. But look, I mean, I liked Freddy 2 more than Freddy 1. I hate to say it.
Really?
I don't know why.
Freddy 2 though. Freddy 2 was a savage though. I'm not gonna lie. Freddy 2 was definitely.
1 and 2, it's like 3 that they started to make him more into a clown. Same with Chucky.
Yeah.
After number 3, they started to make him more into a clown, and it was like less scary and more like punchlines and like shit like that. And I was like, I was still down. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, I enjoyed the sinister one.
What about 90s? 90s had a lot of 90s had great TV shows and movies. 90s was shit, bro. The 90s had so much good shit, man. So much good stuff. 90s is a good year for wrestling and TV shows and everything was great in the 90s. I would say definitely one stick on my head is Home Alone for sure. I like number 1 better than 2 though. Some people like Home Alone 2 better, but Home Alone 1 to me was the better one, I think.
Oh yeah, it's a tough call, man. It's a tough call.
2 was great though. I mean, 2 was great. Don't get me wrong. 2 was awesome. Bad Boys, the first Bad Boys. Men in Black. The Rush Hour movie. Rush Hour was great. Of course, the Friday that came out around the Friday Boys in the Hood.
Rudy, Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Night of the Roxbury.
Man.
Bro, Roxbury.
One of my favorite childhood movies too was one of my favorite childhood movies too was the Little Rascals. Little Rascals was my shit.
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Alfalfa.
Like an extremely little kid. That was like my.
I like the little one. What's his name? Was Sasha? The little chubby one there. What's his name?
Spanky.
Spanky.
Yeah. I think I like that. I liked him.
Spanky was funny. Spanky and Alfalfa and Porky.
Shit. Then you have all those Adam Sandler movies that were getting popular, you know?
Big Daddy.
And Gilmore, you know?
Happy Gilmore. Yeah.
Shit, Big Daddy, true, man. That was an underrated movie, man. I saw it in theaters and it was fucking hilarious.
Happy Gilmore and Waterboy. Fucking Waterboy.
Let's just stop this right now. Let's all agree that literally I'd say about 90 to 95% of all movies in the 90s were amazing. Seriously. We can go like bro, Casino, Boondock Saints, The Mask. I mean, I don't hate any of these movies, bro. All these movies were classic, man.
And you can't forget the Disney movies like Lion King and Aladdin. All that shit came around there too. You know what I'm saying?
Good Will Hunting, you know?
Oh, wait. Forgot one.
Silence of the Lambs.
Debo, Friday.
Truth.
Friday too.
So many, man.
There's so many Disney, like Mulan too came out, Tarzan. Oh my god, there were so many good movies that came out around that time. There's so many bangers, and then there were, of course, then you had the Attitude Era too. The Attitude Era was going around the same time. The 90s were like the shit, like to be around. The TV shows were great. You had like Friends and Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Martin, Family Matters. And you had the movies. You had wrestling at the time with the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, all entertainment was at an all-time high. Sports, you know. It was the era of Jordan era.
Yeah.
You know, Wayne Gretzky was still playing. Lemieux. I mean, come on, man.
That is the only hockey player. It's the only hockey player I know by heart. If anybody ever asked me to name one hockey player, Wayne Gretzky would be the answer. That's the only one I know. Is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT for hockey?
I think so. Yeah.
That's why I know he's. Many people say he's the GOAT, so that's why I kind of know who he is, because they said he's the greatest. So.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's the best to ever play.
Wayne Gretzky, okay. Wayne Gretzky. The only reason, the first time I ever knew him, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, was the episode of Everybody Hates Chris, when Chris's little brother, he was a big hockey fan. He wanted a Wayne Gretzky jersey, and back then they were poor, and his dad got him a jersey, but it had it didn't have the same last name, and it was like Gretzky or something, like Wayne Gretzky or something like that. And he's like, "What is this bootleg jersey? You got me this wrong bootleg jersey." And then I kind of did my research on him, and I found out. I seen that many people were like calling him the greatest ever. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know if the name stuck out of my head. Like first time I heard it, it just stuck in my head. I don't even know why. Like this is the first time I ever heard his name. It was just like engraved in my head. So I was like, "Oh, Wayne Gretzky." And he's probably the hockey GOAT. So
absolutely.
So how do you guys? Let's talk about since we got the Rumble coming up this week. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year, by the way. I always look forward to the Rumble. It's gonna start without no fans though. With no fans in the Rumble, it's gonna be rough. But
yeah, it's true. It's the first one. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping they may do. I was hoping they at least I was thinking maybe they'll do like they did at WrestleMania, like have maybe certain fans there. But I guess it's too soon. So I understand it. But what do you guys? Let's dive into the championship match. Let's do the championship matches first, and we'll go into the Rumble. So for Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. Just yes or no? Who do you think won it? Roman or Kevin? Who you got?
Look, the proper answer should be Roman Reigns, but I guess it worries me that he has another rematch, and then he had some little weird moment with Paul Heyman. I'm like, strange. And would you put it past WWE to have Roman somehow lose the title? Now, bear with me. And then number 30 is supposed to be somebody. It could even be Jey Uso. And the next thing you know, Roman Reigns comes out and he takes Jey Uso's place or something like that.
I don't know if you heard though, but this is going to ruin your prediction. But WWE is going to announce the 30th entrant for the Men's Rumble on Saturday. So
what?
Yeah, so whoever number 30 is, we're gonna know. So that's out the window. So
they used to do.
They said they're gonna announce who the first and second entry is for the Women's Rumble and the number 30 entrant for the Men's Rumble. Which I'm like, why would you do that? Like, let us find out in the moment. Like, why can't we just find out during the moment? But
Because we never like the number 30 pick.
Yeah, it's probably gonna. But there may be some type of spark because, like, like the one time I remember like 2 years ago, the 30 pick was going to be R-Truth, but like you knew like R-Truth wasn't going to be 30. Like, okay, well, somebody's going to beat his ass, something like that. Like, he's not going to come out and be the 30th entrant. So maybe they'll be like number 30 will be, I don't know, number 30 is going to be fucking Otis. And see, Otis is going to be 30, and then you're going to be like, okay, well, Otis is not going to come out 30. Somebody's going to take his spot instantly. So. Edge has already announced he's in the Rumble too. Edge he cut a promo last night, which was very good. But hey, okay, so this is what I'm thinking. To me, in my opinion, Roman Reigns ain't dropping that title anytime soon. That's how I see it.
I mean, I hope not. And then it would be weird. Like even like he can come in and he's already won the Rumble, so like I don't see why he would have to lose the title, win the Rumble. I don't see them having him drop the title, especially with WrestleMania coming up. I mean, WrestleMania's 2 nights. He's gonna be in the main event of one of those nights. I think, yes, and I think somehow Kevin Owens maybe joins his stable. I don't know.
Well, they've already didn't they kind of do a little teaser with Apollo Crews too? With Apollo Crews, a little teaser.
Yeah,
like
there you go. Yeah. So I think something's forming there, and we might see it come to life a little bit. Like. I don't know how they can play it though with Kevin Owens being in the title picture unless he like lies down for the loss and says like you're my tribal chief, kind of like like straight edge.
Isn't this match the last man standing match?
Still got to lay down for the 10 count.
Yeah, he can still lie down and take the 10 count. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but we also can't forget though, Jey Uso's brother, and he's still going to play a factor when he comes back too. So I mean, maybe he helps. Maybe they do something where he's fighting against Roman, and then at WrestleMania he helps Roman. Finally, I don't know. Maybe they do something with that. I can see them doing something like that because I can see them doing like Jey Uso, like Uso versus Uso, kind of like Roman be like, "Hey, you need to go out there and teach your brother a lesson. You need to get him you need to get him in line." You feel me? Like something like that. So I can see something like that.
They should have his brother join it too.
Yeah, eventually. I think they should. I think he should have joined eventually, but I think it would be cool if he kind of like. Was not cool with Roman at first, like, oh, I'm not with that. And then, like, Roman could be like, hey, Jay, you need to go check your brother. You feel me? Like, you need to go out there and get him in line. And then eventually, of course, he understands. It's like, all right, I'm in. You feel me? So I think that would be cool. But my prediction is going to be Roman Reigns. I got Roman Reigns.
Me too.
It's going to be Roman.
It has to.
All right, so then what about Goldberg versus Drew, man? They're playing with my heart on this one because I strongly want to believe Drew McIntyre is going to win, but every time Goldberg's in the title match, he wins. So, cause I wanted to believe strongly that because when they first had him against The Fiend, I was like, you know what, WWE is going to do the right thing. The Fiend is one of their top things. They're not going to have him lose to The Fiend, and then he lost. And Drew McIntyre's been hot. He's been up there. Him and Roman are easily the 2 top guys right now in the company. But I want to believe WWE's going to do the right thing. But with WrestleMania coming up again, I'm like, something's telling me.
Hang on. I got an idea.
I think they are going to do the right thing, though.
I got an idea.
Thinking.
I got an idea. Drew retains the title because he's just showing he's fighting champion. He's fighting major superstars, past, present, whatever. It doesn't matter what you throw it his way, as long as it's like a credible wrestler. He's going to take him over. Now, what happens after the bell? That's what's important. See, I know what you're saying, Malik, that you think that The Fiend has unfinished business with Orton, and you may be right on that. But don't forget, last time Fiend lost to Goldberg, when he came back, all he did was put his main focus on John Cena. It's like that shit never happened to Goldberg. So how interesting would it be for after the bell, instead of Fiend coming back, Randy Orton in the Rumble, whatever the fuck they want to do, what if the Fiend comes back after the bell and challenges Goldberg at WrestleMania the way he did for John Cena? And like you can start that year after year because the Fiend did it last year for Cena. Now he's doing it this year for Goldberg. And you could kind of like create that WrestleMania drama going into that, like especially like Goldberg, because Goldberg versus Fiend, let's be like, if it's real and Fiend is like, no title involved and whatever, I think it could work for like a quick filler match, power versus power. You always got to have at least one of those matches. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say Drew retains, but the Fiend comes out after and challenges Goldberg. It's a long stretch, I know.
So this is what I'm saying. I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre. I'm gonna have faith in pick Drew McIntyre. And this is what I say. This is what I say they do for Goldberg, in my opinion. I think you should have Goldberg face John Cena at WrestleMania. Number one, John Cena doesn't have long matches anymore. Goldberg's never had long matches to begin with. Two guys are both legends, and it's not going to hurt either guy to take the L. If Goldberg beats John Cena, some people will be pissed about it, but John Cena is already a fucking legend. He's solidified, so it's not going to hurt him one bit because they're both going to leave after WrestleMania anyway. If Goldberg loses, then whatever, he's leaving after WrestleMania too. So, and it's the first time ever. It's a match you've never seen. Two legends, first time ever. The build-up, I know the build-up will be great because, Cena on the mic will fucking shred him to pieces. So I know the build-up will be great, but it could be a quick little filler match because, let's be honest, when's the last time we saw John Cena actually have a match? Like, in the ring, him having a long-distance match. It's been a couple of years. It's been maybe since 2018. It's been a while. I mean, his match with Taker at WrestleMania was like 2 minutes. He didn't wrestle at all at WrestleMania 2035. And last year, I mean, he probably was going to have a little match last year at WrestleMania, but because of the pandemic, they did a little Firefly Funhouse thing, and that was like, like a horror film vignette thing, you know what I mean? So
that's a good one with him and AJ. I'm starting to think now that you pointed that out.
Maybe it might have been that gauntlet match he had with Rollins on Raw when they had that gauntlet match. Yeah. Maybe so that might have been the last time he actually went in the ring for him. So like I said, he doesn't wrestle a long match. So I think the match with Goldberg could be. I think there would be a match that people would be okay with Goldberg having because there's no title involved. So okay, no championship.
And like you said, it's the first ever.
It's the first ever. Two legends. You can't tell me that John Cena can't carry Goldberg to a little mini match.
After this week, after Raw, I'm really starting to see. I don't think they're going to let Goldberg take that title.
So you think they
want to solidify how strong of a champion Drew McIntyre is, and there's really nobody in the roster right now to do that with, except Goldberg. That's what I'm hoping.
Right.
Because after seeing him on Raw, like he lost his breath after doing one spear. You can't do it again.
I think it's just kind of I'm not gonna say he's out of shape. I'm sure he trains, but I know sometimes they're like when he did the match with the Fiend, he was out of shape, but he was saying like WWE only gave him like 3 weeks notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, they called him 3 weeks ahead of time. They said like they called him 3 weeks ahead of time and said that we need you for the show. But I'm like, bro, like even if yeah, I'm like, bro, the man's in his 50s, bro. Like, give him like 2 months ahead of time.
He turned up pretty good though. I found he's in good fucking shape, man.
I mean, he's in great shape, but I'm like, bro, like, if Goldberg is saying like he needs more, I'm saying like they gave me 3 weeks ahead of time, you're basically telling him, a 54-year-old man, hey, you need to lose this much power, or you need to do what you got to do. Because like, I'm sure he's a monster in the gym, he can do it, but it's like, he's not 25, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, the man's in 50. Like, give him some time to train properly. You know, so don't expect the match with Drew to be long at all. Definitely will be. It's definitely gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good match for sure. Because it's definitely gonna be. It's gonna be back and forth because there's gonna be moments where Goldberg's gonna have the edge and like, fuck, Goldberg's gonna win. Like, give him the belt.
Does Miz cash in on any title Sunday?
I don't think so, man. Look.
No, don't get me wrong. I would love to see. I want to see the Miz win the WWE title. I think his first title run, a lot of people didn't feel like he was ready for it and underappreciated. Now the Miz made the Intercontinental title feel important. Excuse me. He definitely, I think, deserves a championship run, and I would not be upset if the Miz cashed in Money in the Bank. But with WrestleMania coming up, don't see it though. I don't see him cashing in. Yeah, maybe after WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, maybe that I could see that. But
look, I have an idea, and going back to the Goldberg thing, because this is on topic. Think about it, they brought him back for a reason. They didn't just bring him back to lose at the Royal Rumble. They either brought him back for 2 reasons. They brought him back to win the title and then headline WrestleMania as part of it. Is he going in a Hall of Fame, or is that
in the Hall of Fame?
He's in the Hall of Fame
last year, right? Yeah, I didn't watch it. So anyhow, so they either brought him back to win and headline WrestleMania as one of the main events, or they brought him back to lose, but to also be a Triple H main event CM Punk style. You know what I mean? For WrestleMania with no title on the line. right?
He did say that in an interview he owes WWE 2 matches per year. So he definitely is gonna have another match. But in the
That's
probably gonna be
it. There you go. Rumble Mania. It just depends
But
whether
against
it's for
say Goldberg doesn't win. Who does he face in WrestleMania? Who does he face?
the Fiend.
So you think that he's for sure gonna face the Fiend?
And I think so. I mean, that's the thing. So that means Goldberg would lose 2 in a row, maybe. I mean, he can't win against the Fiend.
Right.
He doesn't have to win shit. This fucking guy, right?
Right.
So, but hear me out. Here's scenario 2. If Goldberg somehow wins, stay with me. If he fucking wins, then Drew McIntyre gets his rematch, right, at WrestleMania. It's a safe, easy main event. You still have Goldberg in there. You have Drew. I'm not done yet. Have Drew win the title at WrestleMania in front of some fans. Then you have Miz come and Cash ruining his moment with the fans. Crazy heat. What do you think?
That's not bad.
Not bad. You know it's gonna work. You know it would work.
It's not bad. I don't like
moment.
those.
He's there. He's got the fucking the Scottish theme happening. Whatever. There's tears in his eyes. I finally did it in front of fans. Awesome. Comes out and like you know what I'm saying, man. It was a battle.
It would be cool. It would be cool.
He cheats to win. Like fuck, man. He'd be the biggest heel in the company if he pulled that off.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like Drew McIntyre did not have his moment, man. Never.
I'm still
Never had his moment, dog. Yeah, Thunderdome if you count that, but like, come on, it's not the same thing.
He didn't have his moment, but I don't know if WWE would actually do that. But
that's my booking. I that's my booking if Goldberg wins. That's my Goldberg booking if he loses. That's it.
All right, so let's talk about the female Rumble. So the female Rumble. First of all, let's talk before we pick a winner. Let's talk about some surprises, man. Do you guys see any? Maybe what are some people from NXT? Maybe you could see in the match.
I'd like to see that Raquel woman, Raquel, whatever. I think she would be a good addition. Dakota Kai, whatever her name is, that one. I think she'd be good. What's her name?
Maybe Ember Moon comes back again. Maybe that'll work out.
What's the one that did the NXT Halloween Havoc? I always forget her name.
Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah, for sure, 100% she's in.
Definitely, I definitely think Rhea Ripley's going to be in there. She's probably coming up to the main roster soon, so I definitely could see Rhea Ripley being involved.
That's a potential winner.
Rhea Ripley,
winner, bro, 100%.
I think maybe for maybe some legends, maybe like Melina, because Melina just did the Raw, the Legends Raw show, so maybe that could be a surprise one right there. Last year they teased Victoria to be in it last year, and like she wasn't in it, so I don't know if that was like a real thing or not, because like I saw like a little rumor, and then I saw like they were setting up like the stage and everything. You saw like her name up there. Like, oh, she's gonna come back. That's awesome. And then she didn't show up. I was like, oh, maybe that wasn't real. So I don't know what that was, but maybe Victoria. Maybe like I wouldn't be surprised if a Trish or Lita showed up. You know what I'm saying? It would shock me. One of those two, one of those two showed up. That's always possible. But as far as the winner, who do you got locked in for the winner? Who do you thinking?
For women?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to go against Alexa Bliss right now.
Yeah.
That seems to be the hot ticket. I'm gonna go, but I'm still gonna stick with my pick for Rhea Ripley, man. I think that's a great pick. I've been saying Lacey Evans. I feel like she's got a lot of traction right now. But then it's like she's kind of involved with Charlotte, so it might.
Yeah, I think they're gonna set up. I think they're gonna set up a match with her at WrestleMania, probably, if anything.
I just see her as champion soon. I see her as champion.
Either Alexa Bliss or Shayna Baszler.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I like Shayna more than Alexa.
Oh, really? So you think Shayna Baszler's a favorite?
Yeah,
she needs something. Yeah, she needs something. Especially what I said about Nia Jax stuff. They need to get her away from Nia. That's not a good look for her right now.
No.
That whole
I would say
division is just in flops, in my opinion.
I would say Alexa Bliss would be my pick. A lot of people were high on Bianca Belair winning this year too. But for me personally, don't get me wrong, I would love to see Bianca Belair win. I just don't see WWE doing that. I just don't see them pulling the. I don't see Vince McMahon giving the thumbs up for that. If
yet.
anything,
Not yet.
if there's anybody else, I could say maybe Bayley too. Bayley, I could see giving it to them.
Yeah, she was the best wrestler of the year.
Rhea Ripley, I wouldn't look past that. That's a solid prediction right there. I wouldn't look past that at all. She definitely needed revived after last year because she was hot last year going into WrestleMania, and then the steam was instantly killed. So
that's it. So it's like you could put her up against
Sasha.
Yeah. I mean, you could flip her heel and put her up against Asuka and win. That's a good transition.
WrestleMania, I need the Asuka and Alexa Bliss match. I need to go ahead and transform Asuka back into Kana from New Japan and just have Alexa Bliss. It's so simple to book. It's money. You have the dark side of Asuka versus the possessed Alexa Bliss. It makes sense. Everything's there. You have two dominant. So simple.
Matt Hardy had to go so hard just to get the woken Matt Hardy into WWE. It's not gonna.
My 8-year-old nephew. Come on, man. They won't do it. They won't do it. But it's just so simple, man. It's really so simple to do it. I get it. I get that if they don't do it and you want Alexa to win, maybe it makes Asuka look too strong in a sense. But Alexa have to win the belt. You can still have Alexa lose and do some crazy shit after the match. You feel me? Like she could, bro. Just imagine this. Hear me out. Just imagine if. Say they do the dark side of Asuka versus the possessed Alexa Bliss, right? And you had Alexa lose. After the match, you can shoot Asuka in the face with a fireball or something. Bam! Something crazy. She let the lights go out, and the lights go out, and Alexa Bliss is just standing there. Like, he's like, you know how on Raw, they had the little lights cut out for her, and then all of a sudden she was the new version of the dark side of Alexa Bliss. You could have her, the lights go out, and you could have her standing like she was with Randy. And Asuka kind of be sitting there, kind of looking like, what's going on? And just bam, shoot her in the face with that fire. They can make that fireball her thing. Like I know a lot of wrestlers that have done it, but they could, if they wanted to, they could make that like her thing for real. Like they could make that little weapon, like her little secret like kill thing. You know what I mean? Like they could do something with that thing. So that's my take on it. I mean, I would love to see that match. That would happen, but I'm still gonna take with the Alexa Bliss. It's hard for me to go against it right now. It's really, if you look at the men's and women's Rumble, man, it's really kind of iffy because it's really like no clear-cut favorite. There's no clear-cut favorite.
It's a toss-up. It's been quite a few years that as we get to closer to it, we ask ourselves the question, if Alexa really needs the title right now, right? Like, does she need to be in the main event picture? It's the same thing as if the Fiend needs to have the title. I don't know if he does.
Yeah.
But, if Fiend doesn't need it, but Alexa has it, is that dynamic? Is that can they still work off of that? Or is it like an all or nothing thing?
I'll give my theory on that in a second.
Exactly.
It's gonna lead going into the men's Rumble, so I'll give my theory on that. But I'm gonna say Alexa takes it. I could see it happen. Another thing. Okay, so before I switch up, I just want yes or no. Becky coming back in the Rumble. Do you see it happening? Yes or no? For me, I'll say this. I'll say it's possible for sure. I definitely think it's possible, but I don't see it happening.
No, it's too early. It hasn't been 3 months after the baby, bro.
Hey, but if that music is though, y'all gonna be shocked if that music is and she come out. I'll be like, oh shit, like
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, because you got to think if she came back and won, the story for her and Asuka is already there because when she lost the belt, Asuka became champion. I mean, it's already there for that. But it's too early. I don't see it. It would shock me though if she did come out.
Well, listen. If she is, sorry.
And think about this though. What if the women's Rumble was the main event though? That has something. If the women's Rumble is the main event, something huge has to happen. They can't have the women's Rumble the main event if somebody's not going to come back. Or maybe Ronda too. Like, Becky would be the only two I could see would be too huge if the women's Rumble was the main event.
You can maybe get away with Becky coming back if she literally is like number 30 and she's only and it's like a quick fast like 1.5 minute toss. very, very minimal impact. Because then don't forget, then she has like another 3 months to recover for WrestleMania, which she's super disciplined. And, let's be honest, she's probably chomping at the bit at the same time because she left when she was, I wouldn't say at her hottest, but she was still hot, right?
Right.
Yeah, her hottest was Survivor Series. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Anybody else says differently?
You can say, like I said, if she came back and did that little toss-up, all you got to do is book the promos.
But then now you're looking at a 2-time back-to-back Rumble winner. Because didn't she win last year?
No, Charlotte won last year.
2 years ago. Yeah. But still, and now we're getting into that territory yet again where WWE does not push any other female stars, guys. Yeah. We see a lot of the same here you are talking about Bayley winning. So Bayley Sasha. Easy peasy, right? And it sells, don't get me wrong, guys, but now we're going into that bullshit again. And then people get mad if Charlotte. It's funny because everybody gets mad if Charlotte wins. Nobody gets mad if Sasha or Bayley or fucking Becky wins. I find it really interesting because I'm obviously a massive Charlotte fan, so I take offense to it. I'm like, fuck you guys. You guys always want everybody else to win,
I think the difference is
my only problem with Charlotte is when she won at WrestleMania. That was a
that was a tough one for Ripley, but you got to pay your dues, dog. You got to pay your dues.
My only problem with Charlotte is great. I don't dislike Charlotte.
I'm sorry, man. My only problem with Charlotte on that WrestleMania is she shouldn't have even been fighting her to begin with. That was a problem. You could have had Rhea Ripley. You could have had an NXT match if you wanted, like NXT women's match. You didn't have to do NXT champion versus that was you didn't have to. And if you were going to do that, you should have had Ripley win, right? So I agree with you. That shouldn't have happened. But I also think that she shouldn't have even been in the match to begin with.
Yeah.
This is why people have a problem with Charlotte because
it was a death sentence. Crazy. Did you not see what she did to Asuka? She ended the streak. Don't fuck with Charlotte at WrestleMania. Are you crazy? She's like Shawn Michaels.
If you look at all the other force,
this is WrestleMania
between Becky and Sasha and Bayley. It took a while for creative to actually put Bayley just finally hit something that people finally like. Well, man, Bayley feels like a main eventer. Every time Sasha got the belt, she lost it like 2 weeks later, so she didn't have a proper title run. Becky didn't become the man until like a couple years, and then she was in catering. She was in catering at WrestleMania the year before, and then next year she's in the main event. You know what I mean? Charlotte was always in the main event spot, always doing something, always having a belt, always being in some type of form. So that's why people always like Charlotte's great, but why y'all pushing her so much when you got the other 3-4 women right here?
You know why they pushing her so much? Come on.
So I think that's the issue. That's the only issue people have with Charlotte. And you can't. I don't care what anybody says. You can't deny it. She's great in the ring.
She's great in the ring, and she's one of the best female heels of all time. So people get mad when she wins or whatever, but you want her to lose. She does her job well. That ain't X-Pac heat, man. You just want her to lose because some people just don't like her. It's not a go away. I don't think it's a go away heat, bro. I think it's more I think
it's the same with Roman. Roman had this way, Roman, he had that heat where remember, if you notice, every time he was in the Rumble, besides the year he won, he was always in the final. He was the last person in there because you were like, oh fuck, Roman's gonna win. Every time he was in the final one, you were like, oh, Roman's gonna win. They're gonna give it to fucking Roman.
And they love to do that shit, bro. They love to do that shit. Because they know. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're not wrong, bro. But what their technique, how it works, and it takes years to develop this. Because they do it so often, you will make a new star by eliminating her one day. You understand what I'm saying? You will make a new star by beating her one day. 100%. Right now, that star will probably be Lacey Evans, in my opinion. I think Lacey Evans will win this feud against her. I think it's bound to happen. The only difference is it seems that Charlotte's a face. So, but look what happened with Roman Reigns. Roman was a face. Drew McIntyre comes in. Drew McIntyre throws him out. Gives him the old fucking shit can. Right? See you later. I'm just saying, that made Drew McIntyre obviously beating Lesnar, kicking him out. Don't get me wrong, that was huge. But eliminating a big dog, Like this guy main evented WrestleMania how many years in a row, and he threw him out like he was nothing. Like that made Drew McIntyre that night, bro. That started it, man. That was the start of his night. So my point is, they're doing that with Charlotte also, and it took years to develop that. It's like the Roman, like you said, it's the Roman Reigns strategy, and I can see them doing it the same thing, just building a new star by going over Charlotte. That's all it is.
Yeah, I can definitely see that too. I think there is a possible Lacey Evans Charlotte matchup for WrestleMania if they build it up right. But you never know with WWE, they always do things quick. So like next week they can have a fucking match on Raw for no reason. So then let's go to the men's rumble. Okay, so there are
this is where it gets really interesting.
Some people have thrown out, Keith Lee, Big E, Sheamus, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, The Fiend,
AJ
Styles. There were so many names that have been thrown out. So this is what I'm going to say. This is my official prediction. This is my official prediction right here, guys.
All right.
At first, I said that Brock Lesnar was going to come out at 30 and win, but now we know who number 30 is going to be. So I doubt that's going to happen. Not saying Lesnar still can't come back in the Rumble. I'm sure he can still make an appearance. Then I had
we don't know what 30 is yet, right?
Yeah, we don't know yet. But then I said,
you don't think it could be Brock Lesnar? You don't think they can make that announcement? He's number 30.
They could announce it, but we don't know. So for right now, we don't know. But I had Lesnar at first, right? And then I changed it to the Fiend. I was like, you know what, Fiend? That's
a great fucking pick, though.
The Fiend's gonna go, but after Raw. Then this is where you're predicting, because you had the prediction earlier about the Fiend go over. This is what I'm thinking now. After Raw, I definitely see there's no way that this feud is ending between the Fiend and Orton. This is going to WrestleMania, I think. So I think the Fiend and Orton is going to WrestleMania because why would it make sense? Why would it make sense?
Why would he have the mask and everything? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why would it make sense for him to just RKO Alexa and then after?
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like part 2 of like Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio with the undashing thing. It's going to lead into it. Yeah. Okay.
Fire. So this is definitely going towards WrestleMania. So this is, if you remember, who was Orton's original opponent supposed to be for WrestleMania this year?
Edge? I don't know.
Edge?
I don't remember.
I think Edge is going to win. I'm picking Edge. I think Edge is going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
That promo he cut on Raw was very passionate. It made a lot of sense because the last time he never did lose the World Heavyweight title. You can't forget about that. He never lost the belt. He had to relinquish it. And the story is there. I think he's going to win because the Fiend and Orton is going to go to WrestleMania, I believe, and Edge wins. Which, don't be surprised. This is what I'm saying right here. I think Edge wins, and I think he could challenge either guy. Roman or Drew would be huge, but I think it would be Roman Reigns. I think that would be the guy he would challenge. WWE needs a big money marquee match for WrestleMania, and there's really, let's be honest, if Roman Reigns fought Daniel Bryan, would be cool. But could you really believe Daniel Bryan could beat Roman Reigns at this stage? I don't personally. Not me. Edge is somebody I could see. I could see them putting the strap on Edge. I can see them giving it to Edge, and then like at SummerSlam, Roman get it back. You know what I mean? Like he gets the win back, and
I think into that Rock feud for the following WrestleMania, blah blah blah. Like that.
So I think Edge wins and challenges Roman to WrestleMania, takes it off Roman. That way, Roman gets a little break from the belt, and then and in between Edge, you could have Edge have a match with Rollins and Bryan. There's plenty of people Edge could defend the belt against. Dan Bryan, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. You know what I'm saying? He could have matches with those guys, and then SummerSlam. Roman gets the rematch, gets his title back, and we go on from there. Or Edge could challenge Drew McIntyre. I could see that too, because that's a big marquee match too. I could definitely see that happen. But this is what I think: if you want a big marquee match for WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is 2 nights, so obviously one night the WWE title is going to be the main event. The next night, the Universal title will be the main event. If you want a big marquee match, this is just how I feel, in my opinion. I'm talking about this year. You have Edge win the Rumble, and if you have Edge challenge Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre faces John Cena at WrestleMania. I know I said Drew McIntyre Goldberg earlier, but that was just like if Goldberg loses. If Edge wins and he challenges Drew McIntyre, you have John Cena face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because both matches will be huge. And either win, John Cena would put either guy over. It would be huge. I know he already put over Roman Reigns, but putting Roman Reigns over at WrestleMania, that would only add to Roman Reigns' legacy. He's beating Triple H at WrestleMania. He's beating The Undertaker and John Cena at WrestleMania in the main event. That's big for Roman Reigns. If he beats Drew McIntyre, that's fucking huge for Drew McIntyre because last year he beat Brock. Now this year he beats John Cena. That's huge for Drew McIntyre. So I think that would be something that we consider. But for my Rumble pick, I think I'm going with Edge, man. I think they sold me on that pick because originally I had the Fiend. After what I saw on Raw, I can't see that feud ending. How would it make sense for him to RKO Alexa and the Fiend comes back after he got set on fire and then he just RKO Alexa Bliss? Why would it make sense for them just to end it like that? You know what I mean? They're gonna they may in some type of big fucking Hell in a Cell fucking Inferno match for all we know. It'll be something crazy. So I definitely think that'll extend to WrestleMania. I think Edge is my favorite to win now. I mean Daniel Bryan would be the only person I could see, but I think Edge would be my favorite. So that's what I'm going with. Going with Edge. Locked in.
It's a good pick. I mean, especially the thing is with Edge, it's a great comeback story, obviously, with his injury and everything else. Yeah. They already made that documentary on him, so
think about it before.
I'm wondering if
would fans really be upset if Edge won the belt again? I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, but it's a loophole for the veteran guys coming in and winning against a younger talent. That's the challenge, and I feel like he gets a pass because of his career and how the shortcut. What happened? Not the shortcut, but the shortcomings, and he had to retire. I feel like he gets a pass on it. Like, okay, nobody's gonna be mad. Nobody's gonna be mad if Edge gets one more run at the expense of, let's say, a Roman Reigns, especially. Because, like you said, you have time. Let's not forget, right? Like, for a big marquee match like The Rock versus Roman, you want to have a jam-packed arena for that. And that looks like it's going to happen another year or maybe 2 years out. So you have time to continue to build the Roman Reigns legacy with the title. He doesn't have to hold on to it for like 2.5 years. He can lose it, but you really got to be careful on who he loses it to. That's why I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea for him to lose to Kevin Owens. I don't really understand it right now.
I think. What about him losing the Edge, though? I think that's fine to me.
That's where I'm going with that. I feel like that's something that I can forgive, and it would sort of make sense because of the longevity of Edge's career. I don't know how many years he signed for. I thought it was 3, but I could be wrong. So the matches that come with it, why the fuck not? Like, I wouldn't be mad about Edge being champion. I always liked him as champion. I don't know. I think it's definitely doable. It's just, are they going to pull the trigger? Like, for me, I wouldn't really be super upset if like somebody like Cesaro won the Rumble. I think this is a time that they should experiment with things since there's no fans.
There's no clear-cut winner, so why not?
But come on, Cesaro though.
Why is it so? Why is it so crazy? Like he could put on a great match with Drew McIntyre, man.
They've had many times, but Drew McIntyre already had momentum. There's been so many times they had Cesaro have momentum. After when he fucking tossed Big Show out of the Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
He had a great match against Daniel Bryan like a week ago, man. There's a little bit of momentum there. There's a little. If it's not a Rumble push, there's some sort of push happening. I can only hope it's
because there's some momentum there for Nakamura too, because they did a little momentum there for Nakamura too. So I mean,
Nakamura had his moment, like not long ago. I don't see him winning. Daniel Bryan, I could see winning, or an AJ Styles having that win on their moniker, on their career. I think is super important for both of those guys, and I feel like both of them has earned it. WWE owned up Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Again, would you be mad? I wouldn't be mad. Big time player. He's got his bodyguard behind him. I mean, shit, anything. That guy could take a guy from the ring. That's how tall he is. I wonder if that's going to happen, but they'll probably kick him out for like 2 minutes.
I thought they were going to put the 24/7 champion belt on him yesterday.
What do you think, Axel? Who do you got? Who do you got? What are you thinking?
I got 2 picks. I'm saying Seth comes back, wins the Rumble, and the Roman versus Seth at Mania. Or this would be the last time that you could do something with Shinsuke. This would be the last time.
What about Sheamus? No, is that stupid?
It's not stupid.
Because that could set up the Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, and
That's right.
But like I was saying before though, let's okay, and this is everybody's opinion. Is Sheamus and Drew a big marquee match feel for you to main event at WrestleMania one of those nights?
Right now, no, because they haven't built Sheamus, same as Cesaro. That's the thing, right, guys? It's like who's got the momentum coming into the Rumble? That's normally what tells the story.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm looking at this list. Shinsuke's got some what do you call it? Momentum going in.
Yeah, got some steam.
Cesaro's got a bit. You can throw a curveball and have Jey Uso win, and then you have Jey Uso against Roman Reigns. And that breaks up their little thing. I don't know. I mean, look, it seems like they're making a big star in Jey Uso. I mean, who's to say that his brother doesn't come back, turns his back on Jey? Jey's the ultimate babyface, and Jey's got to overcome the odds against Roman Reigns. Yeah. That's not a horrible storyline either going into WrestleMania with Kevin Owens joining the group. So Kevin Owens and Jimmy join with Roman. And then Jey is the odd man out because he wins the Rumble, kind of like the Evolution storyline, where Randy Orton had a chance and shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's so many different ways they can go.
They're different. They're different for sure.
I just fucking hope. I hope two things. I hope not happen: Goldberg winning and Brock winning the Rumble. If those two things happen, I'll be like, really, guys? Come on. You know what I mean? And then you set up fucking Brock versus Goldberg for that.
If you
could see it happening. You know it.
Let's answer this though. If you had to pick between one of the two, which one would you rather prefer? If one of those was going to happen, which one would you rather prefer?
Brock winning the Rumble.
Oh.
I can't at this point. I get Brock win the Rumble.
Oh,
it's tough.
No. I'm done. I'm done with Brock taking away the big moments like Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, cash-ins, bro. Come on, man. No. I'm going Goldberg on this one.
You know what's gonna happen? This is what they're gonna do. Number 30 is gonna come out, whoever it is. Number 30 is gonna walk to the ring, and Brock fucking attacks him from behind, takes the spot, gets in there.
Did he do that in Money in the Bank, bro? Is that how he got it?
He just showed up at the last minute and walked up to
we're gonna do it again. That's good shit.
That's number 30 is gonna come out. Say number 30 is Otis, right? He's walking to the ring. He's doing this little dance. Fucking Lesnar comes out from I don't know where and attacks him and takes his spot.
I don't know why you changed your fucking pick. That's what's gonna happen. Forget Edge. Lesnar's. It's over, man. Lesnar. That's my pick.
Honestly, okay. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So say we're watching the Rumble, right? All of us watch. We're sitting here watching the Rumble. Number 30 hits. Lesnar's music hits. But even though he's in it, do you guys think he automatically wins, or is there still a possibility he may lose?
Listen,
because you could put him in the match and set up a WrestleMania match for him. You know what I'm saying? If it was whoever would it be against.
Look, man, you have the Elimination Chamber coming up. So even if somebody doesn't win the Rumble, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes they win the Chamber. If Lesnar was to win, it'd be the only thing I would be interested somewhat is him going up against Roman Reigns because of the Paul Heyman factor. That's the only way I would like to see him win and go somewhere and see what's going to happen with Paul Heyman and shit. Like he can create. Imagine Lesnar comes back. Like Paulie Dangerous can make another dangerous alliance if he wanted to. Kevin Owens, Roman, Brock Lesnar, those three guys alone, that's a powerful fucking unit. Go all in with it, man. You have the power with Roman and Lesnar. And, Kevin Owens is doing his thing, whatever, a good technical wrestler and a brawler. And then you just need a couple other, and you have a tag team in the Uso brothers. That's a sick fucking stable. So if Lesnar's going to win the Rumble, I hope that they go with something like that. And then develop a good storyline. Get Lesnar involved in a storyline again. Not just, hey, I'm a big guy, come out and wrestle. Like, get him involved in a story, bro. It's backstage stuff. A little bit here and there. You know what I mean?
Some backstage fights and everything. The fucking brawl he had with Taker. Oh, that was so great. The brawl he had with
that
Taker.
was good shit. He was good at that stuff. Like include Lesnar in some backstage and a little bit of a storyline within the faction. Put Lesnar in a faction. I think it would sell. Fuck it.
I mean,
he
wouldn't be there every week, but when he showed up, it'd be cool for him. When he showed up. So
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't want to see Goldberg Lesnar win either. I don't think they really need it. But we'll have to see though. I'm sticking with Edge though, man. I'm feeling Edge though. Something's telling me I'm feeling Edge. The comeback story is there. I think it makes sense. And I don't think fans would be too upset with it. I mean, it's fucking Edge. I mean, it's not like Goldberg. I'm saying it's Edge, and him having one more title reign, I don't think would be the end of the world. Like I said, if you him beating Roman would, I mean, because there's really nobody believable to beat Roman on the SmackDown roster to me. You throw him in there with Edge, okay, maybe Edge still isn't that believable, but there's still in the back of your mind, like, Edge, spear versus spear. I could see, Edge maybe being the underdog and overcoming the odds. I'm saying because it won't hurt Roman to take that to Edge, and then Roman to get that win back. I'm sure Edge will put him over fine. Got that win back. I'm sure he'd be grateful to be grateful to win the belt again. And then because the universe, he never won the Universal title either. That's the title he hasn't won. He could add to his legacy too. So I mean, I can see it happening though. I can see it happening. So I can see that being a possibility, but not for sure. Because there's no clear-cut favorite this year, man. No clear favorite.
I don't see them having him do that promo for no reason.
That fucking promo, but how great is that promo too, man? It's so good. It's crazy.
And it meant a lot. He didn't say Edge. He used his name. He said Adam. So
yeah,
there's something there.
I love when he cuts his promos and he's like talking all quiet. He gets all tense. You know what I'm saying? He gets all fucking intense out of nowhere. It's just like fucking like he's talking and he's like, at WrestleMania, I'm gonna challenge you, Roman. I'm taking back what is mine. Like he just gets all intense.
Yeah, he's good at that stuff. Like you can tell like his acting and stuff, and like he was great in Vikings, man. Like his acting and stuff is really.
For the people watching, I don't know if you guys have seen Vikings. It's a great show.
Love Vikings. I'm still watching it, so I haven't finished it yet. Like I'm still on. I'm on the last season 6, second half of it. Like I'm like halfway in because they haven't released it on Prime here. Fucking Canada always gets the shaft, so now they're releasing one episode a week. I'm like, what is this? 1992? Like, come on, man! I'm waiting a week before seeing an episode. Fuck is this shit?
Have you ever seen There's another. You have Netflix? If you haven't, I recommend the show to you. It's called The Last Kingdom. It's called The Last Kingdom on Netflix, bro. So if you're into, because you seem to be into like fucking Lord of the Rings and fucking Game of Thrones type shit, Vikings. Yep. It's called The Last Kingdom. So good, bro. I recommend it. I just put you on. You're gonna think.
I heard of it. I watched Kingdom. It's like a UFC sort of style. Have you ever seen Kingdom? It's on Netflix. That's a great one too.
I have seen Kingdom. Listen, bro, you're gonna thank me later. The Last Kingdom. Put on your watch list. Uhtred Ragnarsson. That's the character's name, and that's the main character's name. It's a really good show, bro. I recommend it. You'll fuck with it, man. The fighting scenes, everything about the show is great. It's dope, bro.
Because it's gonna be tough to top Vikings, man. That show I'm obsessed with. Like you like Vikings better than
Game of Thrones? Think it's better than Game of Thrones?
Just a little bit, not by much, but Game of Thrones. Don't get me wrong, was one of the best things I've ever watched in my whole life. Like movies and TV shows together, but Vikings for some reason I felt it was just a tad more realistic. So I think I just related to it, and obviously the fact that it was based on like true events, which made it like even better. Like these guys were real Vikings, man. Like these guys are legends, like legend Vikings. Like that's fucking crazy, man. Like, and just watching that show like just humbles me. I'm like, fuck, man. We take so many things for granted in life. Like we wouldn't be doing this shit right now, man. We'd be looking for our next meal and like, okay, we're gonna sleep in a tent and when it's like snowing outside. Like that shit's serious, bro.
Yeah.
Well, back then, though, that was the way of life back then. So I mean, you know, we look at it now because we live in different environments. So we're like, oh, just like, you know, I can imagine living like that. Back then. That's just a fucking, you know, so we lived. You feel me?
That's what they knew, right? That's what they knew.
That was normal.
Those are like the toughest to been to the Vikings and the cavemen. All the people like those people were like some real fucking tough people right there. Like people from our area think they're tough. No, those people right there, those are survivors. Like those are real survivors, bro. Like any second, bro, your life could be over. Any second of the day.
Warriors, and they were not afraid to die for what they believed in. It's like, well, how about you? I'm scared. I'm petrified of dying. Fuck, like, you know what I mean? No, thank you, bro. I want to live till I'm 80, brother, you know, or 90, man, or 100.
Pirates and all that stuff. Pirates and Vikings, you know, I'm into all that stuff. I really like all that stuff. It's great. You know, crazy. I actually didn't get into like Pirates of the Caribbean until I was a little older. I didn't watch them until I was probably like 17.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Is it that good?
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, God, it's so good. Yes, great, man. Yeah, I recommend it too. Put that down on your list too.
I've only seen the first one.
There's like 5 or 6. Oh, bro, you got to watch the rest of them, bro. There's like 5 or 6 of them, bro. They're really good.
Is Paul Burchill in it?
Who? Paul Burchill? Oh,
yeah. Paul Burchill in it? Did he get featured, bro? No.
He should have. He should have got paid for it. I'm sure Vincent Man.
Please, he should. Bro.
Like, yeah,
we're talking Tampa Bay, big pirate ship. Please have a cameo with Paul Burchill. That's all I want. Please, just one cameo.
You think the Wrestlemania set will be like a pirate ship this year? Like some pirate
ship? Yeah. I think they're gonna pick up where they left off last year, man. They owe it to the fans, man.
You know what's crazy, man?
I like how they did that.
Think about it, man. If we could have fans, like a full packed house, think about it. The fucking Super Bowl and WrestleMania has happened in the same year, the same stadium.
Bro, Tampa's getting spoiled. Then they won the fucking Stanley Cup last year. I'm like, dude. I was talking to my buddy who lives in Florida. I was like, can you share some wealth? Fuck, you know, Jesus.
Right, they might want a Super Bowl too. They might want to win the Super Bowl.
Didn't the wait? What's the team in baseball? Didn't they win the World Series too? Tampa?
No, they were in the World Series, but they pushed to Game 7. They almost won, and they lost by a few runs or something like that. But yeah, like craziness. You know, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I think
it's some type of pirate ship, man. I mean, I hope they bring some type of feel to it. I think pirate ship would be dope. You know, that would be cool as fuck. You know, they should do it. They should do it like, you know how they should do it. They should build a full pirate ship, and you have the superstars come from the back up to the top, so they walk. When they first come out, you see them on top of the pirate ship.
That's a great idea.
Then you have a little ramp. You have like a second ramp. So you have like they come up from Gorilla and they're on top of the pirate ship, and they walk down on one ramp to the main ramp to the main stage, and they walk down to the WrestleMania to the ring. So that'd be dope, man. That'd be dope. Knowing them, they'll probably just do it like they have like the fucking the pirate ship, and then it'll be like the little like square thing where they come through right there. You know what I'm saying, the little walkway. That's how they'll probably do it. But I think the pirate ship would be easily. I know fucking Conrad, he was saying all last year before the pandemic that he wanted Kyrie Sane to come out on the pirate ship or something like that with the scope and everything, because this is when Kyrie Sane was there. You know what I'm saying? So that would have made a lot of sense for her to have that WrestleMania entrance. But I think there could be some good things for wrestling this year, hopefully. I mean, I don't know how many times they're gonna have this year. Obviously, they moved to Florida because they knew they could have some type of fan base there. But I don't know. We may only have one show with wrestling fans this year, so hopefully, you know, as far as WWE wise, so hopefully, you know, things can get better with the COVID era, so we can get a full pack. That's because I want to go to WrestleMania. I'm going next year, regardless. I don't COVID, no COVID, mask, no mask. I'm going. I have to go at least once in my life. Never even been. So last year would have been the first time ever I was there. Wasn't fortunate enough to go last year because of the pandemic. I thought about going this year too, but I was like, you know, COVID is kind of a little too soon for me. I'll wait it out, see what happens next year. If things are still, you know, around next year, I'm just gonna go. Fuck it, I'm going. I'm wearing fucking garbage bag over my head and a mask, all that stuff. I don't care. I'm taking all precautions, and I'm gotta make it because I don't want to catch it. I'm saying, but I'll you know.
No,
I'll do
you don't.
I'll do it.
Trust me, you do not.
I'll do it. Yeah, I know. So before we get off here, question right here of the day. Give me your top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. No order. Your top 5.
I love this segment. This is my favorite part.
Your top 5 favorite all time. No order. There's no order.
Actually, you're the rookie. You got to go first.
No order.
No order.
Triple H.
Well, I know one of them is Jeff Hardy for sure.
So for that, I won't put him on. Got Triple H.
No, you can put Jeff Hardy in there because I know because Jeff Hardy's your favorite wrestler all the time. So I know Jeff Hardy's your favorite wrestler. So
Triple H, Stone Cold. No order. And I'll throw in the Undertaker and of course my man, childhood hero, John Cena.
Okay. So we got Jeff Hardy, Triple H, Stone Cold, Undertaker, John Cena. Okay, so that's a pretty good list. All right, Mountie. We know yours probably gonna be Bret, Owen Hart. Probably everybody in the Hart Foundation will be on that. So. Maybe the Mountie. The Mountie can make the list. So I can see the Mountie.
Ironically, he's not on my list, but you'd think that he would be, right?
All right. So who do you got?
Top 5 of all time is very, very hard for me. I have so many legends that I just love so much. I have 4 right now that I wrote down, and I'm just thinking of the 4th one. But oh shit, man, it's kind of a toss up. But let me just hear. Okay, look, I'll start with my 4, and I'm fucking around with my 5th one. Randy Orton.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan. Bret Hart. Ravishing Rick Rude, or any version of Rick Rude. Loved him. So those are my 4. I don't know because like I love like you said Owen Hart. I love Owen Hart. So I'm just trying to think like.
And you could say 97 Shawn Michaels. I mean that could be particularly on the list.
You want me to come back on these shows? You bring up the Montreal Screwjob. What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't do that shit to me.
How do you get back with the Chucky, man? You got to move the Chucky.
That's a good point. Oh man, just give me that. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is such a good pick.
So you had Bret Hogan, Rick Rude, Randy Orton.
Bret. I got Randy Orton, Hulk Hogan, Rick Rude, Bret Hart. And I guess my 5th one would probably be. Oh my god! Like it's so hard to pick one. Macho Man maybe or
Randy Savage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Macho Man. Can't go wrong.
The Macho Man. Okay. That's actually a good pick. I think everybody loves Macho Man. So
that's a 6 Survivor
mine would
Series.
be. I'll give you mine. Let's see. My favorite.
I bet you I can guess yours.
Go ahead. Listen.
All right. Shawn Michaels.
Okay. I'll tell you if you're wrong or right. Go ahead.
John Cena.
Okay, so Shawn Michaels, John Cena.
Undertaker.
Okay. I'm not telling you. I'll tell you if they're right or wrong afterwards.
Okay.
So you got. Who did you say? Michael's HBK. Michael's HBK, the same person. So
HBK, John Cena. I'm gonna say Triple H, Undertaker, and no, actually, hang on a second. Hold on. HBK, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, and The Undertaker. That's my 5. That's it.
That's your 5. Who's your 5, Axel? What are you saying? You going the same thing?
He got everything right except for Triple H.
Okay, so who are you swapping out? You got to swap out.
Swap out.
Ooh, you're taking Shawn Michaels out. You're putting Triple H in. I like my chances here.
All right, John Cena, Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle.
I forgot Eddie.
The Rock.
5. Okay, I got 3.
I really want to put CM Punk in there because I fucking love CM Punk so much.
Man. I love CM Punk too, man. But he's top 10 for me. Top 10.
I can't put him over The Rock though. The Rock is just that would be my order. But if I take one of those guys out, I can take it out. But if I had to put mine in order would be obviously Cena's number 1, Taker 2, Guerrero 3, The Rock, and then Kurt Angle. Those are my guys. Those are my guys, my favorites. So,
Next. We got any more questions? I love these questions.
of course, favorite storyline of all time. What's your favorite storyline of all time?
Ooh, I gotta really think about this one.
I'll tell you mine.
I already know who yours is. Undertaker
You already know
versus
mine.
HBK.
Streak versus career, bro. I'll never forget how I've never been so invested into a story my whole life when it came to wrestling, bro. I was so invested into this, like it was insane, bro. The build up was great, the match was great. I don't. Some people say what you want. I literally didn't know who was winning. I did not know who was winning that match. It was 50-50 to me. I didn't know if Shawn Michaels was gonna win. Didn't know if Taker was gonna win. And the way they built it up was so great, bro. The Shawn being obsessed with the streak and him saying, "No, what? I challenge you to a match." Taker saying no, and when Taker said no, you didn't look at Taker as like he was a coward. Like, okay, he makes sense. He beat him last year. He didn't have to fight him again. Shawn's like, you know what? I'm gonna win the Rumble. I'm gonna face you at Wrestlemania. One of the most dramatic freaking eliminations I've ever seen in my life. Super cage referees. Then Triple H trying to like, Shawn, you can face anybody you want at WrestleMania, man. You're gonna throw DX away, you're gonna throw everybody away. Shawn's like, I don't care about DX. I don't care about anything else. I'm just gonna and that's Shawn, the Undertaker. Then he cost Taker the world title, bro. The next line,
the music.
One of the greatest lines I've ever heard in a promo. I don't know if this was written down or on the fly. I don't know, whatever. But it's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in my life. When Taker accepted his challenge, he said, you put your career on the line. And Shawn says, you don't get it. If I can't beat you at WrestleMania, I have no career. When he fucking said that, I was like, oh my gosh, bro. This is the goosebumps are running. I was like, WrestleMania needs to happen today. I need to see it today, right now. That, if you're a true wrestling fan, you would understand that line. Basically, what he's saying is, bro, my career means nothing unless I beat you at WrestleMania. And Shawn, we're talking about Shawn Michaels, the man who's had a legendary career, has accomplished everything. He's saying, bro, if I can't beat you, if I can't have this streak, bro, my career means nothing, bro. When he said that shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my gosh, bro. I never forgot how I felt during that storyline, bro. That shit was so good.
That feud was so amazing that, like, for the first time in my wrestling world life, I guess, it was like one of those feuds and matches that, like, it was like mixed emotions. You couldn't wait to see it, but at the same time, you didn't want to see it because you're like, at some point it's going to be over and I'm never going to see it again, for the first time. So for me, like, that was like one of those, I was so mixed. Reaction, mixed emotions with the whole thing, because you knew that one of these things was going to come to an end, and you're like, okay, and if he doesn't put the career on the line, maybe he's got a shot at beating him. But as soon as he put his career on the line, you kind of knew. But then during the match, you were like, "Oh, hang on a second, he's hanging around, man." He gave him the worst. He gave him the biggest challenge that Undertaker ever got up until that point. So it was just one of the best builds. Axel, who's your favorite storyline? Do you have one? I know sometimes I'm
gonna have to say the Triple H McMahon versus Randy and Legacy. That whole storyline. RKO to Stephanie, punch McMahon. You can't tell me you don't remember the Raw when the music hit. First Shane McMahon, then Vince, and then when Triple H music hit, that storyline was incredible. That and the first not the first one, but when Shawn Michaels came back from injury and he had the storyline with Triple H the first time.
Right.
Yes. The only bad thing about that Orton storyline was the match at WrestleMania wasn't as good as it should have been. I still think it should have been
Orton should have won that.
Yeah.
But only Orton should have won. Not only should have Orton won, but the feud was so personal. You should have made the match a no holds barred. The match should have been a no holds barred, man. Anything goes. You can weapon everything, man. Everything can be involved in that match. But the story was incredible. Randy Orton that year was on a completely different level, bro. That was the first year. I already loved Orton, but that was the first year where I was like, bro, Randy Orton is the man, bro. Like,
special. He was special that year. That, like, what the shit that he did. Yeah. Right after RKO and stuff, I was like, yo, like I knew beforehand, before all that he was something. amazing, and he was going to be a main eventer for a lifetime. You know.
So I bet I can guess your favorite storyline because you're old school. So yours is going to be the Mega Power storyline.
Oh man, you know, obviously, like that is one of the best storylines ever.
Ever.
That's definitely in my top 5. I love the build slightly. I just love the whole build with Macho and Hogan was something special. Some of the best promos I've ever seen in my life to this day. So much emotion, especially from Randy Savage in those. You know, you could feel that jealousy, man. Like through the screen, you were like, "Yo, this guy fucking hates him." You know, this guy thinks of him. He's banging his chick. You know, like you felt that, man. Like I felt that emotion. I was like, dude, like he really hates him. Like he was playing his role so well. Like Macho Man at that point was like super over, like almost on Hogan level. Like they had WWE or WWF at the time had some balls to turn him heel at that point because he was so hot, you know. But they wanted Hogan to be the man and everything, and it worked out. It was such an amazing, like even them being tag team, I thought it was sick. I loved it when like Macho had the same tights as Hogan. He had the yellow boots. I was like, this is great, you know. Like I was so that storyline. Obviously, I mean, look, it's top 5 for me, maybe even top 3. Obviously, I enjoyed the Hulk Hogan and Warrior build, like WrestleMania 6. That was sick. I loved it. I feel like they could have done even a little bit more with that, but hey, whatever. Didn't matter. But honestly, my favorite storyline of all time, you're going to be surprised, but it was the Evolution implosion. Triple H and Batista. That to me got me back into wrestling, like for real. I did not watch wrestling from like some heavy years, bro. I didn't watch wrestling like 2001 or 2 to like 2005, like 3 major years. I didn't forget. I wasn't watching. College shit was happening, whatever. And a lot of my friends, we grew up in the Attitude Era. We were all like, you know, 17, 18, 19, college hit, whatever. A lot of people stopped watching right after the Attitude Era. So I was one of them. I knew who Cena was. I knew who Batista was. I knew who Randy Orton. I knew all these guys, obviously. But then once I started to pay attention, and then I found out how I got back into wrestling was I watched WrestleMania 20, 21, and 22, all back to back in like a couple of days. And when I watched that WrestleMania 21 main event, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was like the best pre-match promo I've ever seen in my life. I watch it for fun every now and again because it just pumps me up, man. Like that dude, that was sick. Bro, when he put him through that table, man, and the fans went crazy when, you know, he does like this and the thumbs down, like to say like I'm staying right here on Raw. I was like, I goosebumps, man. Like to me and that was sick.
Me and Axe we were just kids at the time. So I mean, bro, watching that shit, bro, when he gave him that power bomb and that fucking explode, bro, I was like, oh my gosh, bro, that shit was insane, bro. That's the first WrestleMania I watched.
Dog, I was 22 and I was going fucking bonkers. It's like you, Malik, right now, watching it for the first time and like going crazy in your house. Like, we all know wrestling is predetermined, this and that, but I got that excited over that. I was like, I can't wait to watch this match. And it was like right on, right there. And I was like, I was like glued to it, man. Like for me, it was a good match. I felt like it was a good match, you know? So for me, I don't know. That was my favorite storyline of all time. And obviously because that Randy Orton was involved, Nature Boy. So like there were so many of my favorites in one. It was just like perfect, man. How they built that and how they started from day one of Evolution and everything that, you know, pun intended, evolved over those 2 years. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like they got something special with Roman Reigns. They should go in that sort of direction and include Lesnar and this and that and build a new star. Anyways, but yeah, Evolution storyline, 100%.
Where's
our boy? Where's our boy? Where'd he go?
He said he has some internet connection before. But I think one mention we had throughout there, one of the greatest, maybe a lot of people think the greatest storyline of all time, Kane and The Undertaker. The fucking storyline was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That maybe some people think that's the greatest storyline of all time. So I mean, yeah, I gotta mention that one. That shit was really
good. For me too, honorable mention, bro, would have to be Owen Hart and Bret Hart. That split.
Yeah,
Sick,
that's a good one too.
sick TV. That shit dragged on for so many pay-per-views, man. It was something special. That went from Survivor Series all the way to WrestleMania, and then past WrestleMania. It was so
Really
good,
good.
so good, man.
All right. What is your favorite WWE video game? Your favorite game you ever played?
Oh man. Oh, you doing me like that, bro? That's a hard one. Like you need to understand something.
I'll tell you mine. Mine,
Raw
hands
SmackDown
down,
2006.
would be SVR 07, bro. SVR 07 was everything about that game. The soundtrack was great. The story mode, the GM mode, the creation, the fan interaction for the game. They had a buried alive match in there to customize your own locker room. Everything about that game was great. I also got to throw out Here
Agreed.
Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain
Agreed.
was
I thought it was going to be damn near impossible to improve on 06 because that game was like a massive game changer. I found so awesome. But look, I mean, obviously, yeah, that has to be the best wrestling game I ever played for sure, in my opinion. But like you have to understand what the same one you said.
yeah.
07. Yeah, like because it was hard. It was hard to beat 06. 06 was a great game, but very similar.
Yeah, it was a great game. Yeah,
but they improved the controls and they improved they just improved the gameplay and the graphics to some degree. It just man, it was just something like super special I found, and I loved playing every single minute of that. Not to mention, you guys need to understand. I'm 35, so I grew up playing these awesome video games, man, on Nintendo. There was WWF. Oh man, what the hell was the name of it? It was just a WWF, a basic Nintendo game. Oh man, it was so basic, but I loved it. And then Steel Cage Challenge, all this stuff. And then Super Nintendo comes out. They have Royal Rumble, Monday Night Raw. Like these games were legendary, bro, on Super Nintendo. And then they came out with WrestleMania, the arcade game, and I was going fucking crazy because to me those graphics were sick back then at that point. And then because they were actually looked real, like the way they did everything, like it was real. And then N64 comes out, and it's like a whole new different ball game. It started off with WCW NWO World Tour. It started off with that. It went to Revenge, NWO WCW Revenge, amazing game. And then WWE countered with No Mercy, and then WrestleMania, and it was just or vice versa. Either way, dude, these N64 games were legendary. And then obviously PS2 came out the 06 and 07. I was like, that's the one. That has to be the one. So it's a tough one for me because I played so many at different stages of my life growing up. So I have a hard time saying which one was, because always when I was playing it at that given time, it was my favorite. It was my favorite. Best game ever. Next one come out, best game ever. Next one come out, best game ever. You know what I mean? So it was hard for me, but
it was tough. I think because like I said, they had a good stretch. Where a lot of those games were pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to kind of
good. So good. Best game, best characters, shit, man.
All right,
so amazing.
Last question, and we're off here.
All right.
Your top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. Your top 5 favorite mania matches that you can go back and watch any day of the week, or you recommend anybody.
Okay, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 10.
Okay. I actually like that. I like that better. I thought that was better than the ladder match myself first.
Yeah, but I could watch that match 100 times. Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels. So that's number 2. Oh man. I mean, obviously, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker 2. That's the one, the Streak versus Career, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
obviously. So yeah, Streak versus Career. That's number 3.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, that's hard.
Give me mine. So mine, number one, easily would be Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, the first one. Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 28, the end of an era, Hell in a Cell match. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. I want to say
Those are great picks right there.
Austin versus Rock, WrestleMania 17.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
And my last one, oh man, it's tough. My last one. Oh, my last one definitely has to be Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin submission match for WrestleMania 13.
That was going to be my fourth pick. That was going
The
to be my
double turn,
fourth pick.
the double turn, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. And Hogan versus Rock.
WrestleMania 18. Yeah, that was a good one.
Hogan versus Rock, fantastic for me.
Did you go to that WrestleMania?
Never, not yet.
No.
I'm going to though. Yeah, of course I'm going to go sometime. I have to. We should all go together, man.
Just imagine if you went to WrestleMania 6 and 18, bro. Oh my gosh, that would be huge.
Man. But that's it. Like 18. What year was that?
2002.
Yeah. See, I just got out. I'm ashamed to say, I missed the invasion angle. I missed fucking. Oh man, I missed the NWO coming back. Like I missed all of that, man. Like I was like, oh no, like I missed the technically the debut of Randy Orton and Batista and all these guys. I was like,
yeah,
I should have, like Ruthless Aggression era. I pretty much missed out on, unfortunately, some of it. So I'm ashamed to say it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I want to do
I watched it all though. Like I watched everything. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm aiming for a podcast next week. I want to get you on here because I want to talk about. It's going to take an entire episode. I want to talk about the biggest match of all time, and there's so many matches that can be discussed and debated. But I want to see what people say. I want to see what people agree on because there's so many that you could think of that could be like, oh, that could be it. That could be it. Or that could be it too. So that is going to be time for next week, guys. Biggest match ever in the history of WWE. We're going to talk about that, and appreciate you for being on, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Take the precautions.